All right. So we're here today to talk about this concept of, with the start of the new year and sort of a fresh look on B2B e-commerce and maybe B2B initiatives. What are you seeing is the biggest risk for companies taking on big, shiny new e-commerce initiatives?
Yeah. I think that when I think back to the projects I've worked on in the past, clients I've worked with in the past, one of the times that they'll bring in somebody from the outside is when you're trying to rescue a program that's gone wrong. And I think that it is a unfortunate reality that one of the big reasons why projects go off the rails is that B2B companies, whether you're a distributor or a manufacturer, you go into digital thinking that digital starts with the technology. You know what we have to do? We need to upgrade our ERP, or we need to pick the right e-commerce platform to build our experience on, or we need to implement a PIM to fix all of our data problems. And as much as I love all of my friends and peers who work in the software SaaS space, unfortunately, sometimes their enthusiasm to sell products perpetuates this mistaken perception that it's the technology that's going to solve your problem. But it's not the technology that's going to solve your problem. You are going to solve your problem. You're just going to use the technology to help do that at scale. And so when I see these plans for digital transformation kind of go off the rails is when the businesses who are trying to make this transition they're starting to think more about the technology and the tools that they want to use and what do they like and not like about the tools before they're really thinking about how do we want to transition all of these things about our business that we know our customers love us for. How do we transition that to digital? Because if you don't have a plan to do that first, you're just becoming a me too. You're being an also ran who's leveraging all of the same tools that all of your competitors have access to, and you're not going to build anything different.
So what can you do instead?
Well, what I generally do when I'm working with a client is we sit down and we talk about the business. And we talk about, and it's more than just understanding big picture strategy, right? You also have to really dig deep into the processes and the workflows. What are the things that you do in your offline business, your analog business, your traditional business that keeps your customers coming back to you for more? Because there's a reason that your customers love working with you. In my experience, usually it's not because you're the cheapest or the fastest. It's because you're the most helpful. It's because you add the most value. It's because you are the one who gives them the expertise that they may not have in-house. So going down and just creating that list of, hey, what are the things that we do? How do we set up a new customer? How do we, when we're going through and doing a site visit at a customer, what do we do? What are the things that our best salespeople do in this offline business to give that customer delight in that interaction? And if you write down all of those processes just in isolation and just say this is all of the things that make our business special. What that lets you do is as you're starting to go through thinking about how we're going to create a digital business, it gives you a checklist of things to account for. We know that our customers love working with our salespeople because they really understand the operations that they have in their business. They don't have to train our salespeople on, oh, we've got a paint shop or, oh, we've got a machine shop. The salespeople just know. All right, so how do we recreate that knowledge, that awareness in our digital experience? Can we create a integration between our CRM and the e-commerce platform so that the moment a buyer logs in from this customer, we know who it is, and we've got access to order history, and we've got access to all of the behavior that this buyer has done on our site before. Oh, they searched for this, they bought this, they bought, and then they also bought this. Being able to collect all of that is a digital way of recreating that. Every time I talk to the salesperson, they remember what I bought, and they know my business, and they understand what I'm trying to do. How do we do that online? What are the processes we need to have in place to do that online? If you do that first, then you can go and look at tools to help you scale that. Because yeah, you can have an army of people sitting in front of your HubSpot or your Salesforce instance, updating all of the records in your CRM to track all of this. But there's technology that can help you do that at scale. It starts with understand what your processes are. Think about who are the resources that we have to do these processes. And then what are the tools that we can give those people in order to help them scale and become more efficient and spend their time more strategically.
Nice.
It is when it works well. Yeah. When you get a customer who's really gets it, that is just such a wonderful feeling. When they go like, oh yeah, it is our business.
Yeah.
That is the reason why people come to us. Yeah, it's not, you just have to reframe it because there's this programming that exists where like, oh, all you got to do to build a successful digital business is you've got to have, really good paid search program and a really good SEM and like optimize your keywords on your website so that people come find you. Like, no, you just need to do things for your customers online that make their life easier so that they spend less time on your website searching and struggling and more time buying and paying on time.